Hey everybody, it's Randy with Carchaeology, and I am coffeed up and ready for Friday and continued work on the Brubaker Box and the Meyers Manx Dune Buggy. So Andrew is here, and he brought his uncle with him as well. So those guys are out there busting tail on that. They are sanding down the body of the Meyers Manx so that it is nice and smooth, and they will lay a real nice wet clear coat over the top of that, so it's got a real glassy, smooth finish. Andrew is going to lay on another layer or two of the green paint on the Brubaker box, and hopefully get to putting a clear coat on that as well. Gus is finishing up the repairs on the rear bumper, so that's going to be a part of that as well. So follow along, and let's see how far these guys get by the end of the day. So I wandered out to see where the guys were working. Gus was spending a bunch of time on the rear bumper trying to get it completed, and Andrew was over here working on the Meyers Manx. Now, really excited about the way the bumper's coming out. That's looking awesome. Andrew is buffing hard or sanding hard on here to try to get this surface down to a smooth, polishable finish, or at least a spot where he can put another clear coat on there. But as he's sanding here, I kind of realized that, well, we've got a problem. Not only is the surface really rough, in order to sand down to a spot where it's going to be smooth enough to either polish or put on another coat of clear, he's actually sanding through and hitting the flake. So you can see that flake there is now silver where it hits. So anyway, I dropped the bomb there. This is just not going to work. Let's put the Manx aside for the day. We will come back to that. Let's focus on the Brubaker box, get this thing dialed in, get a good coat of clear on it, and call it a day. We will tend to the Dune Buggy again. So anyway, Andrew is spraying some of the base coat here on the bumper. Really stoked with the way that's coming out. This rear bumper was really rough, but check it out. It is looking fantastic. We are realizing, however, that there's a bit of a problem. We've got some trees that are right near where we're painting, and there's these little ash white flies that are in those trees that, well, they might create an issue once we start laying some clear coat here in a little bit. So in any case, everything's looking ready to go. Let's throw some clear on here and see how this comes out. And it's amazing. You know, once all of the finish is on there here, Andrew's putting another quick coat of base coat on there. We found a couple spots that were a little thin down low. He's laying that on there, and now we're going to go after clear. So here you can see the base coat. It's all solid, all ready to go. Very consistent areas that we had some repair, where there was some darkness down underneath there. Those have been completely covered by the paint, so we're not going to have any problems there. Everything's looking very smooth, very consistent. Bodywork looks amazing. These guys have really knocked it out of the park there. The back bumper that was so beat to hell is looking great. That molded on piece on the bottom, spectacular. Okay, clear time. Let's get some clear on this baby.
You got all the YouTube looking at you?
I know, right?
No pressure.
Yeah.
Oh, little bastard.
Let me get that back. No, I think it's from the tree.
What's that?
Oh, pressure, pressure. Thank you.
Oh, like a
Damn,
boss,
good.
like a boss.
I like to thank my producers, my writers, all the bug people.
Academy Award for that one.
Yeah.
Best bug removal. So as the clear coat is going on, you can really see that color come to life. It's laying on there really nice. super smooth. We're not, this is just a flash coat here initially, just trying to get a good coat on there, and then we'll go back with a heavier coat after this first pass here sets up a little bit. And again, we are painting outside. It's not ideal situations. It's not going to be flawless, but if we can get it smooth enough, it's something that'll definitely polish out with a color sand and buff once the paint cures up. But you can already see the reflection. You can see that gold, the metal flake that's in there, and the metallic coming out, and it's spectacular. I can't wait to get this thing actually out into the sun. It's going to be really, really cool. In any case, here's a good heavy layer of clear on this fender right here. You can see that shine. It's going for another quick pass here. Going to get the edge of the door and start working around that as well. Painting the door off of it will hopefully allow us to get good coverage everywhere. It's kind of a funky thing the way that door fits. We can get into the jam. We can do that sort of thing. And it's kind of fun to watch that clear coat go on. What starts out as a real foggy, dull basis, as he passes by with the gun, you see that reflection. You can see his reflection in there. And I don't know if he's smiling. I'm sure smiling. I'm enjoying seeing this process and watching it all come to pass. Now, I've painted a few cars myself in the past, and I've done fairly good with it, but it's not my cup of tea. So having Andrew and Gus come out here to help with this is going to make for a far better car than I would have been able to paint myself. Plus, it's happening a lot faster, and I'm not sucking in all the paint fumes, except for when I'm standing here with the silly camera, trying to capture it for all you guys. But in any case, pass after pass, everything's laying on very smooth. We do have our occasional battle with the little white flies from the tree. Gus is on standby with a pair of tweezers and a steady hand to take care of that. That ended up being a really funny thing as we were making our trips across this stuff. Everything would stop, and then Gus would come in to carefully pluck some helpless little bug out of the finish. But in any case, look at that shine. You can see that reflection. Super thrilled. Definitely happy with the color choice, seeing the clear go on when it was all freshly painted with the base coat in the last video. I'll admit I wasn't super stoked with it. It didn't quite have the pop that I was looking for, but now with the clear, Andrew was totally right. It's changed significantly. I mean, that color looks great. Uh-oh. Bug time. Let's see if Gus can pull this one off. Anyway, the pressure's on. I mean, obviously, you want to try to get the bug out of there with the least amount of damage to the paint surface there, and that definitely takes a challenge, because you dig those tweezers into that fresh clear coat, and you've got a big issue. But I think Gus has done this before. He really handled that smoothly and beautifully, and I think that is in itself is going to make this outdoor paint job look pretty good. I mean, it's all about contaminants. It's all about those problems that come up and how you deal with them, and those are things that are hopefully eliminated when you're in a booth. Although, flies get into the booth, people do all sorts of stuff. But anyway, clear coat is on here. Look at that shine. I'm trying to get the light on there so you can see that gold metallic kind of pop up. I mean, overall, really, really awesome. So let's see what he has to say. All right, so tell us how your day went.
Oh, well, first it was a disaster. Total meltdown. Started acting like a diva. And then I came back to my senses and ended the day with a smile.
All right.
Yeah,
now this looks killer, man. It looks really, really bitchin', Andrew. It does. And the buggy we had a little bit of an oops with, but we shall overcome.
Yeah, we shall.
All right, so let me explain what happened with our dune buggy, or do you want to explain it?
No, it hurts too much.
It hurts too much? All right, okay. Well, anyway, we worked so hard yesterday. Andrew like laid on layer after layer. I kept on saying more flake, more flake, more flake, and it came out killer. I mean, can't get any more flake than that. But the problem went to sand this down to make it smooth. This is still a pretty rough texture. It's hard to see it here on camera, but you can hear it as I rub it. So this morning Andrew got here all fired up. I'm going to color sand this and get it down so it's smooth. We'll put another layer of clear on it and it'll look like gold. The problem is when he started color sanding, it went too deep. So it ended up getting into where the flake is. You can see these white spots here or silver spots. That's actually the same flake that's blue over here. Just when you get down to that, it goes right to the metal of that. You lose the color. And if you get this wet, it still shows through as silver. So that's a real drag. I mean, it started right here, then he started working on the inside. We realized the problem, and then it was time to just call it quits. So the plan with this, well, basically is to reshoot it, and that's a drag, but it's okay. You know, we all learned a lesson that that you can't color sand this unless you've got an absolute huge pile of clear on it. So we're going to go over this whole thing with a 400 grit, get it down to where it's nice and flat, reshoot the flake, reshoot the clear, make sure that there's, you know, 4, 5, 6 layers of clear, whatever it takes to get that good level there so that you can sand it smooth and then polish it and then still retain those beautiful glitters. So anyway, we ended the day on a win. The Buggy unfortunately stumbled us early on, but the Brubaker is looking absolutely nutcase beautiful. I'm loving it. Look how shiny it is. Once this cures, a color sand and buff on this is going to make it absolutely incredible. And what I'm loving most about it is how this color just comes alive with the light on it. Now you can kind of see it here in the spot where the sun is still hitting it. I mean, it's got this kind of gold metallic in there that just sparkles like crazy. I've got an LED light here. You can kind of see it as well. It really comes alive. In any case, once this cures up, we'll color sand, polish this, and make it to a mirror shine. But the Brubaker box is certainly coming alive. Super stoked with that, and super thankful to Andrew and Gus for their efforts, and especially Gus's efforts as the professional fly picker to deal with our outdoor booth and trees and dirt and gravel and less than stellar atmosphere. But anyway, proof that you can do a decent paint job outside is right here. And I'm looking forward to seeing this thing all shiny and looking forward to getting those wheels on it as well. It's going to be killer. So thanks everybody for watching. Please tune in for the next video that I'm going to be posting up soon, showing the color sand and buff of this, as well as bolting on the wheels of the car. As I'm taking all the masking off of here and standing back, I'm so excited about this project, and I'm really glad you're all following along. Thanks for watching.